Hey there, ambitious souls, coaches, entrepreneurs, and go getters. Welcome back to another episode of Diaries of a Six-Figure Coach podcast, where I plan real talk and actionable strategies to help you scale and make your first 100K in your business. I'm Teresa Lambert, and I'm here to guide you through both the highs and the lows of this incredible journey we call entrepreneurship. And today, I want to dive deep into something that we've all felt at some point on this journey. Feeling like you're ready to throw in the towel and just quit. Oh, yes. I am going to go there with you today. And I know it's an emotional roller coaster for sure. And I feel you because this is hitting home recently, which is why I'm not about to let you exit the ride without helping you find that missing piece of the puzzle. So whether you're maybe stuck in overwhelm right now or the burnout or feeling exhausted about all the things you have to do and all the content you've got to create or simply feeling stuck, today we're going to explore why you might be feeling this way and more importantly, what actionable steps you can take to pull yourself back from the edge and reignite that passion. Because trust me, as much as you might think that you're alone in this and that everybody else has their shit together and never goes through these emotions, you're not. You're really not. And I recently just left as a longer voice note actually in my mastermind group to share with them how I'm feeling right now and what I'm moving through because there was a lot of heavy energy they were feeling. And so I can tell you 100% that you are not alone. So I've got some real life experience, some client stories, as well as some strategies and tools today to help you rediscover your why and keep you moving towards your goals. So if you haven't already, grab your favorite notebook or just settle in because it's going to be a transformative ride on this journey. And I'm so excited about this episode. So here is the thing. I want you all to take a deep breath for a second in through your belly and then out through your mouth. And you can let out a sigh if it feels good. And maybe let's take one more inhale through your belly button and exhale. Breathing feels so good. And I think one of the things to do to start with when you're feeling like throwing in the towel and quitting is breathe. Breathe and take a second to pause. I think that is so critical. And when we do that, when we breathe, when we pause, we really create this space to start to take the right actions to help us sort of realign and reconnect with the why behind the journey of what we're doing. And I've literally been through this in the past month. It is Halloween today. If you're celebrating it, have the most amazing time. And it can be kind of scary. It can be scary to get to this place in your business where you're like, oh my God, I think I want to quit. I think I'm done. I think I'm not made for this entrepreneur thing. I think this is just not working. Like it can be scary to hit that point. And as somebody who is now through this exercise in this last month that I'm about to share, realize that this is my third consecutive year in a row that I'm hitting 6 figures in cash sales or more. I felt really like frozen in this place. I was like, why am I here again? Why am I in this place where I want to quit? Like, what's happening? And so I needed to take a breath. I needed to pause. I needed to create space and I needed to reflect. I talk about reflection a lot, and seeing that it's October 31st today, this is so timely for us to talk about because I think oftentimes we don't do this. We don't reflect not just on the month past, but we don't reflect on how much we've grown as people and maybe even the last year. And I can tell you that I've grown a tremendous amount. And even though I was going through this experience, I had to pause and say, what's going on here? Why am I thinking this way, right? Because the reality is, when we're having this thought of quitting, when we're having this thought of like, oh my God, I'm done, I want to throw in the towel, it's because there's something that isn't working for you anymore. Maybe you have outgrown a strategy. Maybe you have outgrown a way of doing things. And that's certainly something that I have realized for myself. And the reality is, in the last month, I already knew that. I knew that I'd outgrown something and I'd already started to do something about it. And so I was learning something new and implementing a new tool and implementing new strategies that I have never used before in my business felt uncomfortable and new and freaking hard. Really, really hard. And I think we sometimes don't give ourselves enough slack around the fact that when we are learning new things as entrepreneurs, that it is hard. When we're learning new things as women, as adults, it is hard to learn new things, and it takes time and it takes dedication to learn and then to implement these new things. And so I want you to think about yourself for a second and invite you a little bit deeper into your life, into your business, and think about, in what ways have you grown in this past year? In what ways have you grown in this past year? And what can you learn from how you've grown? What can you learn from what you've grown? So that is the first thing. For me, what I realized, I've grown in my ability to actually remain steady when things don't go the way I quote unquote wanted them to. I've been able to cultivate much more inner peace and a quiet mind than I ever have before. I am more open in my communication. I'm more vulnerable through my communication. I show up in very different ways. And I'm able to take a step back when I go through these moments of being like, oh my God, everything's going wrong. Oh my God, I'm ready to quit. I've grown to the point where I can notice what I'm doing and I'm getting into the spiral, and make myself stop and pause and take a breath. I have grown in the way that I am actually seeking out help and support and guidance. I don't have a problem asking for help anymore. Took me a long time to get here. And what I've learned through all of that is that, one, my inner peace and my ability to remain relaxed, even in tense situations or when things are not working or all those things, actually is a real measure of my success. That is one of the most important things for me. I've learned through this that being open and communicating my needs, communicating what's in my space, communicating what I want is okay. And it's actually celebrated and wanted when you're surrounded with a conscious community and beautiful people. So those are some of the things that I learned. And the third thing too is that I've learned that the more transparent and the more authentic I am around what's happening for me, what I've been going through, whether it's in my business or in my life, the more people actually are feeling they can relate. And, as I shared with my clients that I was going through this last month and that it's been hard, I am working on implementing a VSL high ticket sales funnel right now. So I'm learning about funnel building, paid advertising to cold audience, all things honestly that I really didn't know or haven't done yet in my business for myself. And I'm learning new technology, new automation, all these things. And so I'm doing a lot of implementation work, and I spend about 20 hours a week right now implementing those things. And so with that being said, that has been hard. It's been hard to do that. It's been hard to keep going at times. I've been feeling like it's taking too long. It was supposed to take 30 days, and I'm like, 6 weeks in now, going on to, I can see the time taking. I'm like 45 days in now, and the funnel still isn't up, and the ads still aren't up, and there's still so much to do. And so I was like caught in this like thing, almost like in like a bit of overwhelm around it, and it felt so hard. And I was like, what is going on? Like, why am I doing this? Like, maybe I'm just done. Maybe I'm just done. Maybe I'm just not made out for this, right? And I had to come back to my center and remind myself how much I've grown. Remind myself to slow the fuck down, which is something that is so, so important and so critical. And to just step back and be like, okay, in what ways have I grown? How can I use this lesson right now and share? And so I shared it with my clients, and their responses were so beautiful. And one of my beautiful, beautiful mastermind clients said to me, it made her cry, and she really appreciated me sharing so vulnerably, and she felt it was such a powerful reminder about the learning. And then I had another client responding and letting me know that she can so relate to that, and she felt like quitting so many times this summer as she was like really creating this all the success for herself, and as she was learning new things, new tools, and ultimately, how we're all so grateful and thankful that we decide not to quit, that we decide to keep going, because obviously if I would be quitting, I wouldn't be serving beautiful souls, not on this podcast, not my clients in my mastermind space or private spaces or my online community. And the same with my clients, right? Like, we wouldn't be able to have the successes that we have. I wouldn't be here telling you that I've like literally just realized that this is going to be the third year where I hit 6 figures in revenue for my business, like in cash sales, which is huge. And through this reflection exercise, through looking at this and just noticing what's going on, what's coming up, and journaling this out, I also realized that I don't give myself nearly enough credit for what I've built. And it seems like a time and time again, I kind of feel like I should be further along. So this is a real lesson for me, a lesson to slow down and to really love on the things that I've built, love on the things where I'm at, to say, hey, this is pretty fucking cool. I've done this 3 years in a row. There's work to do, yes, but I've made it to this point. I'm setting the foundation for a multi 6 figure year for next year in a way that allows me to serve and guide people with the hands-on mentorship that I provide. Listen, I can't serve a lot of clients. I don't want to serve a lot of clients. My max capacity is 15 clients. But with the business model that I have, with the way I've set things up, I can serve 15 clients through my mastermind and make $300,000 a year just doing that. So then anything else that I'll do will be extra, will be overflow, will be on top of that. And so I got myself support. I asked for help. And yes, it's hard implementing these new things. And yes, it made me want to take my laptop and throw it out of the freaking window. But it got me to have this conversation now, right? I needed to go through this friction point, and it sort of led into something deeper as well for me, which is really realizing, that for me, ultimately, the piece is important, the space is important, how I do things is really important, being in integrity with my word and with what I share is really important. And the way in which I serve and guide, the way in which I mentor, my hands-on approach, my creative work that I bring to my clients' work, it lights me up. This is my gift. Being in the trenches with you, walking this journey with you, being there step by step by your side with you as a real strategic partner, that is my gift. Because what ends up happening through all this is I add ease to your business journey. I add ease to your nervous system. I don't ask you to just watch things and then check them off on a checklist and bring a bunch of questions to a call. And so for me to be able to come back to knowing that I can guide people on this journey in a way that adds ease into their business, ease into their life, and allows them to bring their gifts out to the world is huge. This is how I am going to be able to impact more people. It's not through my work. but it is through all the work that my clients will be able to do as I support them to ultimately turn their dreams into reality, to get to that first 100K, to have consistency in their monthly income, to be able to live the life that they want, to be able to have a business that works for them and feels supportive for them. All really key pieces. So I came back to my why. Why am I doing this? I am in service to this, which is why I show up and give so much, because I want to see more people succeed. I want to see more women succeed. I want to see more of us bring our gifts and share what we came here to do with this world, for I know we need it, and now more than ever. So what is your why? Why did you start your business? Why is it important for you to serve and give the way you do? That's my next question for you. We want to create clarity around your why. You know, when I wrote my book, Achieve with Grace, in 2020, which became a best-selling author, and talk about this a lot too. There's another thing I haven't really spoken about much. So many realizations. I'm gonna stop doing that. I wrote about your why, the importance about your why. You know, why do you get up in the morning? Why do you get up in the morning? Like, what motivates you? And what motivates you is got to be beyond the money. And if you've ever as a kid watched Popeye, the way I talk about your why and how I compare it is that, like, basically your why is like the spinach to Popeye. So if you watch Popeye the comic, it's literally like he pops this can of like spinach and he pulls it down back and he's like, oh my God, here we go. Like, and then he like gets his muscles and he's strong and then he goes like conquers something. And like, this is kind of how I feel about your why. Like, your why is what will carry you through these times when you want to throw in the towel. Do you carry you through the times when you get impatient and you have to come back to being patient with yourself and kind and compassionate with yourself? This is a journey. Okay, this isn't a journey. We're building long-term sustainable success. At least that is what I do and what I help my clients to. It takes time and dedication. It takes refinement and pivoting. It takes your willingness to look and reflect. But most importantly, you're going to have to know why you're doing it. Why are you getting up in the morning? What motivates you to show up and do the work that you're doing? Dig into that so you have your why, because our why can really carry us through. So, you know, these are just some examples. And the other thing with that is that I have found whenever I'm about to massively up level, like whenever I'm about to really like create major momentum forward in my business, all this old shit, all this old limitations that I've had come up, so that I can transcend through these challenges, that I can let them go, that I can heal them and then move forward. So energetically, I'm removing that blocks. Through my mindset, I'm removing it. And so again and again, this last month, I've been reminded that one, I can do hard things. Two, I gotta slow down. I gotta slow down and trust that things are going to be put together exactly the way they're meant to. And sometimes that's not very easy for me, but it's a work in progress. And I'm willing to no longer struggle. I'm willing to let it be easy. I'm willing to let the timeline be what it is. And again, whenever I do that, things get done much faster. And so ultimately, through the reflection and through what I did, it allowed me to get back into the path of focusing on what needs to get done while letting go of the old ways of doing things, which again is kind of hard because remember, the old way in which I was doing things in my business worked for me until now. And now I'm like, okay, we got to pivot some things here for myself so I can serve and give the way that I want. It's time. I have a proven system. I have a proven method that works, that helps get my client results. Like, now it's time to really bring this out and share this more and really lean into that and go all in on saying, yes, this is my method. It's customized. It's unique. It is designed for you. We can use it to design your business model, but ultimately, this is the path we can take together. This is the way we can scale your business to your first 100K. And I got to get louder about that But in order to do that, I had to let go of some of my old ways, of some of my old messaging, of some of my old ways of even perceiving things. And so there was a surrender while also the focus. And when we're asking ourselves the right questions, that can be such a game changer. And so it's October 31st, bringing it back to what I shared earlier. It's October 31st. If you're feeling like you're ready to quit, this is an opportunity to have a big freaking pivot and to set yourself up for massive success for the rest of the year and in 2024. Now is the time when you're feeling the friction, when you're in the fire, to learn. This is where we learn the most, when you're in the depth of it, when you're in the shadow, when you're in the work. That is when you can draw out the most valuable lessons and return to clarity, return to your why, and regain focus. And we can do this through asking ourselves questions that really help us realign. And I have a beautiful business planning workbook. It is absolutely free. I'll drop the link in my bio. I'll drop the link below the show notes so you can grab it there. And then you can get access to this beautiful, beautiful workbook that I've created for you that will ask you a set of questions that will help you regain focus, specifically as it relates to your business, that will help get you back in your own lane, that will help remind you why you've come to do what you want to do and why it's so important. So this will help you focus. What I've added in this episode will help you emotionally nourish yourself, take care of yourself, remind yourself why you're not going to quit, why you're going to keep going. Because the world needs you. The world needs your work. We need your work. She needs your work. He needs your work. I need your work. We need you. We need you. We need all of us. And there is enough space for all of us. And so if it's been hard, if you've been wanting to quit, just know it's okay. Again, we hit these moments in our business. We hit these moments so that we can pause and take a moment to breathe, reflect, and make sure we're still in alignment and make sure we're still walking in the direction that we want to walk into. We hit these moments to be reminded to be humble, and there's strength in being humble. And we hit these moments so that we can appreciate ourselves for what we're doing. Acknowledge ourselves, move at the pace that works for us. And yes, that's hard. That's hard. Simplifying, getting more niche, getting clear on your message, going all in for what you stand for, what you're here to do. Put it on the line and say, this is what I do, and here is how I get you to this place. It feels vulnerable. And all of that has come up for me. All while my client celebrating a $65,000 launch, hitting past 6 figures, launching new programs. Like, there's beautiful things that have been happening for my clients. Yet I was like, oh my God, is it working? Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Am I going to niche? Oh my God. I did something new. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is hard. Oh my God. There's so much work. Oh my God. This. Oh my God. That. Rather than being like, okay, focus, I decided to move into this new direction because I realized for myself where I was and how I've been doing things got me to 100K. But in order to be able to get to 300K, I've got to make some pivots, and I'm ready to bring in some bigger systems and different systems, more complex, I guess, but then also simple sales funnels that can help me do that and do my organic marketing, but also do paid marketing as a new branch and as a new way to generate leads and revenue streams. So that is something I've not done. I have been, up until now, for all the years I've been in business, done everything organically. I do believe in life launching successfully at least once. You gotta test your product. You gotta test it, right? But I also believe in having evergreen offers. I believe in being able to always sell things. And everybody's business is different. So there's different models and different things to do. But I really believe that ultimately there's different ways we can grow and flow. There's different ways of doing it, but you will hit points in your business where you feel like you want to quit. You got to bring it back to your why. Bring it back to how much you've grown. Remind yourself why you're doing this and why this is important. What is going to be possible for your clients when they're experiencing those results? Right? Bring yourself back to that and then ask yourself, okay, well, if what I've done isn't working, what could? And if you're not sure what can work, especially in business, get yourself support. I have over a decade of experience in managing, running, and scaling businesses. I've scaled a business from 7 to 8 figures, built a team from 90 to 160. I've scaled my own business from 0 to 6 figures. I've helped other women scale their businesses from 0 to 4-figure months, from 4-figure months to multi 5-figure months, and then having 6-figure years. Ultimately, I've been able to support and guide people on this journey. I have a ton of experience. I have invested over $150,000. It's probably actually more, over $200,000. Should add it all up. On mentorship, on tools, on programs and courses to learn what works and what doesn't. I did so much trial and error. I'm a line 3-5 and a many 10. So I learn through experience. I learn through doing. I learn through my mistakes and my successes. I learn through all of it. And I have a willingness to learn through all of it. But because I've learned through so much of it, doesn't mean I know it all. It doesn't. But when you come into my space, I can help you figure out what's not working. I can help you spot the bottlenecks. But the business plan workbook will be one way in which you'll be able to regain focus, and you're going to get a ton of clarity when you're following all those beautiful prompts. So make sure you download it. It's absolutely free and it can really, really help you. But again, regardless of the experience I have, regardless of the knowledge I have, doing the work that I do for other people myself is really difficult. But I was able to pinpoint where I needed to shift my focus. I needed to shift my focus on being more clear in my messaging. I needed to shift my focus on finding a different way to generate leads and have a more sophisticated sales funnel that I can ultimately outsource completely to a team. And that is essentially, and I guess it's like the same, my messaging. I needed to, through my messaging refinement, needed to find a new way in which I can share my messaging through my content. So there is the free things for you, right? So I was able to pinpoint where my bottlenecks were in my business. And then based on that, I got myself the mentorship that I needed. And I actually opted in with 2 mentors. One to make sure that my organic marketing, my organic way of showing up, my messaging organically, my content, all of that is on point, and that my offer suites and everything is in alignment. And then one specific space to help me build this more sophisticated sales funnel and understanding how I can bring in setters and closers in my business to fully automate the sales process. So there's been a lot going on. And ultimately, here we are, October 31st. We've got 2 months left of the year. Now is the time to regain focus. Now is the time to recommit. Now is the time to say, I'm not done yet. You're the one that can make this happen. Your first 100K year is closer than you think. What do you need to make it happen? What support do you need? What do you need to focus on? Why does this matter? And once you have those 3 pieces, go for it. Make the decision now. Now is the time to make a move. The first step to take, start with a business plan workbook. Or if you're like, I want the freaking workbook, I'm ready for more. My mastermind is enrolling. My DMs are open at Teresa Lambert Coaching. You can reach out to me there. We can have a conversation and I can talk to you about how my skill method and my approach can support you to get you from where you are right now to make that first 100K in your business in 2024. So if that is calling you, make sure you message me on my Instagram at Teresa Lambert Coaching. You can just drop me a 100K in my DMs and I can respond to you then, or just send me a freaking voice note or a message. Like, it doesn't have to be complex. Okay. I am a human. Doesn't matter if I'm on podcasts or you see me floating on my socials. Like, honestly, I'm a human being. I'm a very down to earth person. I am not on some freaking pedestal. If you feel like I am, go back to season 1 and listen to the pedestal episode. It is juicy as fuck. Beauties, you've got this. I am not done. You are not done. We are not done. Now is the time to make a move. Don't wait. Make the move now. Don't remain in this place. Do this work. Get to work. Be disciplined with this. Be devoted to this. And amazing things are going to be possible for you. I love you so much, and I will chat with you all soon. Mwah.